That's my good morning, everybody. I'm at Parcaut with Mike Kelly, and we're Real Estate Jerky Daily.
I'm here. I swear.
Aren't we all? What's going on? You want to do your numbers real quick?
Let's do the numbers real quick. We'll go
or real long, whatever it is.
Oh, I can. Come on, the mouse. Where's your? There it is. Look, there it is. 501 closed sales per day, week ending May 17th, 2025. 873 listings, though. So for the last 4 weeks, including April, of course, we've been in the 800s per day for the week.
And closing's been going down.
And the closings are going down. We were in the 600s earlier, but now we're back in the 560s.
Yeah, there's a reason.
You think it's the interest rates? Maybe
it's a lot of uncertainty. I go through some numbers in a minute.
Lackadaisical attitude of some buyers. I want to thank the buyers that bought last year and the year before, and tell them you made a very wise choice because you're at a lower price than anybody is today. Anyway, look at everybody's a lot more people on the listing side. 33.8% up 10%. The closed sales pretty good. Entered in escrow, not so bueno. And realtors' attitudes are pretty pissy where sales will be up and prices will be up, but listings will be up.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I think prices will be up.
Oh,
especially here.
Yeah, but not like through the roof up, just up.
Yeah. So I just listed 501 Hamden, 501, I like to say. Oh, look at that, 501 closed sales per day. Anyway, 501 Hamden, 2,910 square feet, 4 or 5 bedrooms, 3 full baths, a beautiful, beautiful pool. 3-car garage, gorgeous home, asking $835. It's going to hit the market this afternoon. I should have pictures in about 35 minutes.
And showing.
It'll be vacant with a lockbox.
Easy
It'll be the easiest thing, and the alarm code is in the lockbox.
I'm just going to give it to everybody.
I know most of you realtors out there will probably set the alarm off anyway, but I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you.
All right. One of the things I saw, and I was trying to find it, is in April, largest percentage of cancellations.
We talked about this,
but this is new. This is for April. New numbers? Yeah, this is new numbers.
Oh, it was March numbers we talked about before.
This is the most it's had since pre-pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah, since like when COVID hit, the 2020, when everybody backed down the first month or
so. Yeah, the world's going to end.
Yeah,
and you should have just closed escrow and figured the word.
And I think that's why you're seeing, the numbers aren't going to, matching the listings.
Yeah, the pending sales.
Correct. Not the the solds
and the pending
listings.
Sales.
Yeah,
people are backing out.
Yep, unfortunately. Let's see, what do I have? Existing home sales. I think we talked about this yesterday, but just want to back up. It's down 0.5% to 4 million annualized pace. It's down 2% year over year. This is existing home sales. Inventory and pricing. Median existing home prices at $414,000. That's nationwide, and that's in this month that they're talking about. It's up 1.8%, not year over year. Okay. Inventory. They said inventory is at 1.45 million units, up from 9% from March. It's funny because we see under Housing Wire, there's only 700 and some thousand. So maybe they're talking about multifamily also, and a bunch of other ones that are totally for sale. Yeah, not just single family homes.
There's new construction that may not.
That doesn't count that.
Yeah, it doesn't count it at all.
Right? No, it counts it. New home sales are counted separately,
completely different. Okay.
But
1.4 million, you said?
Yeah, 1.45 million units that are the inventory.
But Housing Wire shows in the 7s.
Yeah, but I think that's only single family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
not multi units.
Correct. That's what I said.
Yeah, like you just
said. All right, buyer mix. On average, the houses are 29 days on the market, down from 36. This numbers that we're going through. 18% sold above list price, down from about 27% in general, meaning that usually it's 27% sold at above list price. Only 18 is. First-time home buyers are 34%, cash buyers 25%, and investors are only 15%. The big thing they saw a drop on is second homes.
Oh.
Not really picking them up right now.
Yeah, can't afford a second home just right now.
So new home sales in April. This is a bright spot. New home sales rose 10.9% to 700. I can't even talk to 700. What's new every day? I can't talk. 743,000 annualized pace. Inventory new homes is down 0.6 to 504,000. So I would maybe they are counting that 504 plus the 700 would get pretty close to our number. Yeah. Median new home prices rose 0.9, so let's say 1% to 414,500. Basically what we were talking about earlier. Right?
Well, 10% seems like a big number, but it's compared. The 10% is of what? What was it before? Prior to
the month before.
Yeah.
Well, and that could be it's 10 for every 100. That could be big on 1,000. That's 100.
Right.
On 10,000, that's 1,000.
Math is so much fun
when you just move the zero.
Did you learn that in second?
I learned it somewhere.
Probably second. I think I remember.
So overall, from what I've been reading and listening to, we're going to see Florida, Texas, and places like that have more inventory and tick up. Tennessee, places where people were moving to and buying second homes, they're going to see more houses on the market, and they're going to have a correction there. What that correction means, don't know, but it would be a good place to go buy, basically what they were saying.
Yeah. And you were saying yesterday Texas's inventory has moved up.
Texas and Florida.
But almost equal to what Florida's was.
No, Florida was 363% higher right now than they were before.
Whoa.
363% higher, not just 10% higher, not 25% higher, 363% higher.
Wow, that's a big increase.
That's that's a
it doesn't
lot.
matter what number you start with. That's a big increase.
Yeah, well, if that was 100, that'd be 300.
I am dazzled by your math skills.
Yeah, anyway, what else we have? Rents rose 2.9% year over year in March, holding steady from February. What that means, adjusted inflation rates down the road, CPI could be at 2.3% versus the 2.8 that showed in the last report. Okay, so it should get better with inflation. The PCE, which is the favorite of the Fed, had 2.4%. Had 2.6% in the last report, and they're showing right now it's 2.4%, because each of those should show that inflation's getting better.
Yeah.
However, with tariffs and all the other stuff, and then with what Trump just dropped today on Truth Social about how he wants to do 50% to the European Union if they don't do something by the 1st, and then some other stuff, it just messed up the market today.
Yeah. Did it again. Oh my gosh.
Well, what are you going to do?
Most powerful man in the world.
So the 10-year sitting at 4.51, open at 4.53. The low was down to 4.45. You're going, what? What's the big deal? It's just sitting here, and it needs to get down in 3.5 to see some changes in real estate. But overall, at least it's not 7. That's how I look at it. It could be worse.
I could look at it like this.
It could be really worse. What's going on? Credit score reform. The FHFA, HUD basically. Bill Pult is turning up the heat on FICO, questioning rising consumer costs because it is like 3 times more expensive for a credit report right now since the Biden administration versus what it was in the Trump administration.
Why?
That's the question. And also they're talking about FICO because what he's saying, FICO stocks fell, because one of the things they're looking at next step, they're transitioning from a 3 merge credit report to a bi merge. So only 2 scores. Sorry about that. Adoption of FICO 10T and Vantage Score 4.0. I'm not going to get in each one of those. You can go just ask chat and it'll tell you what
it'll tell you right away.
And then you can learn a little bit more about them. The rollout is expected into this year, 4th quarter this year. It's aimed at lowering costs and boosting competition. Hopefully it'll be a better credit report, really showing what the client is, because how they will figure things out is just ridiculous. One of the things is, if you pay off your installment loan early, it's a negative against you.
Yeah. That's always
been true. Why?
Yeah. Because you don't have any more.
No.
Revolving credit.
It's not. No, the installment loan, like a car loan, you pay the car loan off early. The lenders had sent the thing to the credit bureaus going, we don't want them to do that. So make it a negative.
Bullshit.
No,
I call bullshit.
It's not bullshit. That's how that works.
I know, but I say that is bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Should not be saying that.
But that's how that all works out.
You've
it's a negative
satisfied
because
your debt.
Early
should not affect you negatively.
If you pay it off early, you should be able to get more of a positive than paying it totally at the same
But they
rate.
didn't make the amount of money they thought they were going to make over the
right, and so that's a negative
amortization of that loan.
And they're not. So that's
so that $97,000 car didn't cost you $175,000.
No, it costs you 200,000.
Yeah. It's craziness.
My math is really off there.
You know, the other craziness is 94% of realtors in America have not sold a home yet.
Yeah. Good thing you're not one of them.
I know. But that's crazy.
Okay. Fannie and Freddie, everybody's talking about when are we going to release these? When are we going to get rid of them and make them private again? Because in 2008, they were taken over by the government because they were almost insolvent. And basically, they're saying it's up to President Trump. And he's seriously considering it in conservatorship. Conservatorship is when they're, go bankrupt almost and taken over by the government. Meetings planned with key officials. Here's the reason, the rub that why nobody wanted to do it before. Fannie Mae is worth $98.3 billion net worth.
They're making money.
Freddie Mac, $62.4 billion net worth.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's
they've recovered nicely, haven't they?
Yeah. $150 billion that they could just use for something else.
Yeah.
But the only problem is if it was privatized, it will shake up the conventional loan landscape and it will impact pricing models because one, when it's backed by the government, it has a better rating.
Right.
When it's not backed by the government, it has a worse rating.
Yeah, that's right. So what do? We just hang on to it, right?
Yeah, that's right. All right. There's a trend right now in people buying real estate. You know what the trend is?
Buying down.
Women. Single women as power buyers. Today's female buyer are owning the process, investing solo, making long-term plans, and reshaping the market. The key traits focus on security, low maintenance living, and lifestyle alignment.
Yeah.
They like con yourself out of your dough, townhomes, and multi-generational spaces. What does that mean? They want a big house and put a bunch of people in it? I don't know.
Probably that one, but the condo, I can see the condo and the townhomes, especially with HOAs where you don't have a lot of exterior maintenance to do. Just those things help. The HOA helps the association take care of the property, kind of.
Yeah, the HOA just tells everybody what they can do and can't do.
True.
All right, let me finish my statement.
Go for it.
The HOA was so important there. I'm just kidding. The problem with HOA is around here, right? In some of the places is the fact that, okay, your payment is this. Now your HOA is $500 or 800, whatever the number it is. And you could buy a single family home for that price. It just depends on, it's a lifestyle change. Like you were talking about, where I don't want to have to worry about my lawn or anything else. I just want to throw my trash off the balcony. The biggest impact,
that would be the ex-husband.
The biggest impact, women will projected to control $34 trillion in assets by 2030.
That's awesome.
That's only like less than 5.5 years away.
Yeah. I'll see.
Right. 4.5. Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
Already, and they already leverage that power in both primary and luxury markets. Woohoo! What else do I have? Anything else? Oh, outlook, inventory outlook. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah,
home price forecast. We were talking about predicted. There's the word I'm looking. Predicted growth for 2025 is 1.77% nationwide. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Growth but that's still growth.
Yeah, it's not a
California is going to be probably 5 to 6, just because we have San Diego, LA, Orange County. Some of those places are not doing real well right now.
This is very true
because of just affordability. First time buyer home price down there is 1.2 million.
Yeah. Well, when you set LA on fire, that matches the coordinates of where the high speed rail is going to go. You're going to have some negative outcome.
Well, they just turned the water off. You mean there? Yeah, so they could just let it burn.
Let it burn.
Inventory check. We talked about 1.45 million homes for sale nationwide, but that's not the ones we look at.
True.
That is just that could be multifamily and new home sales and existing home sales. But we're still below historic norms for overall, and not norm like the one.
I was going to say, do we need a moment of silence for norm?
Yeah. Historic norms is 2 to 2.5 million homes for both those markets on a normal time.
Yeah.
Encouraging sides. It says purchase applications are up year over year for 16 consecutive weeks. The problem is up is a loose term because it's 1% or 2% is not really up.
Yeah. It's not a surge.
And despite the mortgage rates around 7%. So
yeah. The thing is, you count mortgage apps, closings, most important thing.
Yeah. not applications.
Right.
Because that's like the new home sales is applications, not
Right.
closing. So that means there could be up 1 month and they cancel all those because what just happened, and then they're going to be down the next one.
Exactly. So it's like the realtor and the Instagrams and the inner Googles and stuff that, pending sale. You see that big picture and they're holding a pending sale sign and they're so happy. And then 4 days later, they're like, I'm so proud to announce that this property is back on the market. Why would you be proud to announce that?
Because you get a second chance. We like second chances.
Yeah, we like second chances. I don't do that. I just do closed. It closed.
Gotta go live on Instagram.
Oh.
So they're gonna be a little behind there on Instagram.
Is there a time, a quantum time shift going on?
Yeah, exactly. Right now we're behind. All right. So the key we learned today: stocks are down, mortgage bonds are up, existing home sales cool, but new home sales surge. FHFA eyes FICO reform, Trump eyes GSE release, and women are driving real estate market with confidence. What does that mean? If you're in real estate, I would focus on going after women.
Yeah, but not at bars and stuff like
No,
that.
not-
Do some smart farming.
And inventory is growing, and that's a good thing. One last thing, then you can talk. Final note: all eyes are on next week's PCE data, which could set the tone for summer housing and rates. What's up?
Is PCE personal consumer
consumption
expenditures?
Yes, personal consumption expenditures, which is Fed's favorite gauge of inflation.
Yeah, nice. And remember, 873 listings per day last week in the state of California. So there's some inventory, not fantastic, not huge, but
there's some here local too.
There is,
but it's again, people, only one person can buy it. So
what?
Yeah. And I think first time people who are looking for homes think they're going to get 100% of what they want when they have to realize they're only going to get 75%, maybe if they're lucky, everything they want. I know, but people want that.
I know, but you never get it.
People want
even when you build it.
Even with new, you don't, because someone's got to put in that backyard. And I can tell you that's a lot of work.
You just did
the front yard.
Yeah, and the yard looks great, by the way. I love pulling up to the place now, except for that one funky board that your neighbors love, but is just holding up that corner of the house.
Of course. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, when they can finish, it's out being powder coated.
Yeah, cool.
And then I want to get it wrapped with the stucco. And they're like, well, I don't know if it can be done. Well, we ask somebody, because then it'll look like it's part of the house instead of an afterthought.
Oh, they're talking about just an exterior application.
Yeah, a brace. Yeah,
okay.
It's going to be painted. And
I can see why you would want to hide it with the stucco.
You're not going to really see it unless you really look, but I just don't want to see it.
Right. I get it. 100%.
All right, everybody, make it a great day, and we will talk to you on Tuesday.
No Monday.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day. Get out there. You can't thank somebody's service, but you can
remember them.
That's right.
There you go.
And I'll watch.
And thank you for your service, Ed.
Thank you. I'll watch some military movies on Monday.
What, Band of Brothers?
No, some real ones.
Oh, that's a good one, though. I like that series.
I liked, what was the one where the guy climbed up the hill and got all the wounded for 24 to 48 hours. He was a medic. He wouldn't carry a gun.
Oh, what was it?
Definitely not Heartbreak Ridge. that was Clint Eastwood, and that was at Camp Hilton when I was there. Okay. They were filming that one.
Yeah, that wasn't Dunkirk, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, Dunkirk was when all the civilian ships were out there.
Right.
To protect. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Make it a great weekend. 3 days for you kids.
All right. Enjoy. Go have a hot dog on somebody.
Yeah, and then go buy a house.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.